Hello and please welcome to my today's video. Today I again like to speak about Bunka the elephant in Yerevan Zoo, Armenia. So do you know, there are some people that was giving me emails or comments at my last videos where I showed how I work with Bunka to improve his all-day life under the circumstances, under the enclosure what he have in Yerevan Zoo right now. And they was writing to me, what you do, this is a kind of zoo enrichment, but it have nothing to do with the real life of an elephant, and it has nothing to do with the enrichment in an elephant sanctuary. So, how I explained in the past and in all my videos, even 10 years ago, before Bunka arrived in Yerevan Zoo, I said that the enclosure is only for one elephant, and that's a big problem, and that the enclosure is very small, that's also a problem, and this is why the enclosure is not a good elephant enclosure, because it is never good for an elephant to be alone. Also for an elephant bull, maybe it's not so bad like for a female, but also for an elephant bull, this is not good, this is a problem. And the idea was to, 10 years ago, before we sent Bunka to Yerevan, to build a new enclosure during the first 2 or 3 years after his arrival, and to build an enclosure where he can be together with other elephants. But until today, this not happens. But this is not because Yerevan Zoo is nothing doing. Yerevan Zoo did a lot in the last 10 years improving other enclosures, but it is just the money. If Yerevan Zoo have the money, they will start today, I promise. It is not that the zoo say, oh, we don't care about Bunka. The zoo, if he can do how he wish, he will start today. But without the money, they cannot start today for sure. This was a story, what I said, and why I bring Bunka to Yerevan Zoo almost 9 years ago. So, but now we have the situation that Bunka is still in Yerevan Zoo in the old enclosure, and so in this enclosure where Bunka is right now, doesn't matter what will the future brings, even right now, today, we have to improve Bunka's all-day life under the circumstances what are there in Yerevan Zoo. Because this is the situation at the moment, we cannot change it today, and so we have to take care that Bunka have a good day as possible under his circumstances. And I think that is also an important thing, not only to plan for his future, for example, build him a new enclosure in Yerevan Zoo, for example, send him to another state-of-the-art zoo with other elephants, or send him to an elephant sanctuary. All three ways, all three options are possible, and that's good that he have a perspective, but what is right now, we have to improve also his all-day life. Not as an alternative to an improvement in the future, but as an additional thing. Additional, independent from the future, we have also to take care of him right now to make his life as good as possible under the circumstances. So, and what enrichment you saw in my videos. So, in the last 3 videos from Yerevan Zoo, you saw that we give him some enrichment. In the first video you saw with sand mountain. And the people write me, yeah, he lives all his life only on concrete, the enclosure is only with a concrete floor, and now you give him such a small sand mountain, that's nothing. So, do you know, the outside enclosure there is, with the exception of the pool, of course, there is totally no concrete floor. Yeah, the enclosure, the outside enclosure, this is natural soil, natural floor, natural ground, and there are different types of sand. There is under the sand what you see, there is a red sand, what we give there in 2014. There is natural ground, we say in German earth. There is a little bit a bigger sand, there is a little bit a beach sand, a softer sand. So there are different layers of sand in the enclosure. And also you see that there is grass growing into the enclosure. Of course, this will not be in winter. In winter there will not be the grass growing. But as you see, the video was from May 2023, and you see there was grass growing in some zones of the enclosure. So it is totally natural soil in the enclosure, and additional we give a sand mountain as an enrichment. And the sand mountain is a good enrichment for an elephant, and also in modern elephant sanctuaries you will see that they give their elephants sand mountains. For example, I was in Elephant Nature Park in Chiang Dao in Thailand, and they had their sand mountains for their elephants. Here are a few pictures. And also in other elephant sanctuaries, state-of-the-art elephant sanctuaries, they have sand mountains for their elephants. So, and now you see what we do with Bunka, we give him a sand mountain. So you see, this is a totally similar enrichment like in the elephant sanctuaries. And then they say, oh, he has this rusty steel pipe there, it's disgusting, it's no enrichment, he never used it, and so on. So this rusty steel pipe, it is an enrichment tree. Yeah, to be honest, I must say, when I designed the enclosure for Bunka in 2014, so I not changed the size of the enclosure, but the inside of the enclosure, and I designed an enclosure with 7 upstanding trees. Of course, this is like in nature, it was natural, real trees, and elephants in the nature, they live in forest. So 7 upstanding trees, that's enrichment like in the nature. And of course, this trees was not just for staying there, they was for scratching on them, and they was for playing with them. And Bunka played with them, but he became bigger and stronger, more dangerous, more a destroyer, and he played so hardly with these trees that he broke down 6 of these 7 upstanding trees. So today only 1 tree is still standing. So, and then we decided in 2019 to build him an upstanding tree, but an artificial tree, a steel tree, what he cannot destroy, what is a really permanent enrichment, and not after a few years this will be destroyed. And we decided to give some tires, some wheels around. And also in some other zoos there is the same enrichment tree which I built in Yerevan Zoo. I also built it in some other zoos. To be honest, this was not totally my own idea. I copied this. And I copied this from an elephant sanctuary in Cambodia. I will show you a picture. So this is the enrichment tree in an elephant sanctuary in Cambodia. And in Yerevan Zoo we built exactly the same enrichment tree. And then there are people, they say, oh, you take care of Bunka since more than 10 years and now in 2023 you start with this kind of enrichment, why just so late? It's also not true. We did the same enrichments multiple times in Yerevan Zoo. For example, in 2019 we also had the enrichment tree with the wheels, with the tires around and with sand mountains. I have a picture from 2019 here. And this picture I also showed in other former videos, previously videos before the May 2023 when we did this. And you see that the wall is painted like a jungle, and today the wall is white painted. So you see for sure that this picture is from 2019, and you see sand mountains and you see the tires around the enrichment tree. So we did it not only now, we also did the same enrichment in the past. And it is the same enrichment like in elephant sanctuaries. And also in Elephant Nature Park there is enrichment with some trees and real or tires constructions. And then we put some wheels and tires also around the fence of the elephant enclosure, outside enclosure, and exactly same this is to see in some elephant sanctuaries. And also there are elephant sanctuaries which hay feeders. There are hay feeders for Bunka in Yerevan Zoo, and there are hay feeders in some elephant sanctuaries and in modern state-of-the-art zoos. So I just like to explain that the enrichment what we do is not just a zoo enrichment, it is the same enrichment also in elephant sanctuaries. Yes, Bunka is alone, like some elephant bulls and some elephant sanctuaries, by the way. Yes, Bunka live in a small enclosure. But the enrichment for his daily, all-day life improvement is the same like in state-of-the-art elephant sanctuaries. So how the people can write, if I do the enrichment with Bunka, this is not a good enrichment, but if sanctuaries do exactly the same enrichment, this is a good enrichment. So I just like to say, I know even with this enrichment, under the circumstances under Bunka live right now in his enclosure in Yerevan Zoo, also the enrichment is not enough. He needs other elephants, he needs more space. But with the enrichment, his life is of course a little bit better than without this enrichment, for sure. And if this enrichment is good in a sanctuary, this enrichment is also good in a zoo. So how the people can say it's not a good sanctuary enrichment, it's just a zoo idea, crazy idea, have nothing to do with elephant life in a sanctuary, if in the sanctuaries they give the same enrichment. So these arguments are really not okay, and these arguments, I'm a little bit sad about these reactions from some people. Many people write very positive about the enrichment and they are very happy for Bunka about this enrichment. But there are some people who write negative, and I like in this video to explain that this enrichment is exactly the same like in some state-of-the-art sanctuaries. And then there was some comments I find in internet. This is really not professional, and this is not a fair comment I will show you here. Or I will show you here. So do you know, I'm working with elephants for more than 25 years, and I'm working with Bunka for 10 years. And I do all what is in my power to make Bunka his all-day life improvement as good as possible. And I think this is also an important point. In the end of the day, in the overall picture, I know that it is not enough, that he needs company of other elephants, that he needs more space, what I always said. But anyway, to improve his all-day life is also important and is not to forgotten. And I think this also is important for Bunka, and so these comments are really very, let's say, shameful in my opinion, because additional to improve his future life with building a new enclosure, send him to another zoo, send him to a sanctuary, additional to working on this progress, we also working on his all-day life enrichment. And these comments are not a fair way for this. Do you know, my philosophy, my way always was and is to work very transparent, to work very open. So when I did the elephant transport with Bunka, and I bring Bunka to Yerevan Zoo, camera teams was staying next to me. They was filming live. It was Armenian television team, there was a Russian television team, there was newspapers from different newspaper magazines from different countries and so on, and they was reporting about this transport, and they was there live, and they can see every movement what I do. And Yerevan Zoo themselves produced a YouTube movie about this transport. And also, if I work not only in Yerevan Zoo, also in other zoos, but including Yerevan Zoo, I make reports about this in elephant magazines, in scientist reports in scientist magazines. I make veterinary things with vets, and we publish an article. And I make YouTube videos like you saw previously on my channel, the previously videos, and I work very open, very transparent. Every people can see what I do and how we work with Bunka. And this is my way. And I think this is a very good way. Every person can watch these videos and can inform about the life of Bunka. And I think this is the right way, and this is a way to be fair and to give informations to the people, also to speak about negative things like his infection on the tip of the tail, but it's with treatment there's very good progress. I can show you again the photos. So this is my way of working. And then if there are not much people, but some people, they write very, very badly, and they write very, very bad things, yeah. I don't know, I have to do working with these videos and so in future, or just to work with Bunka to improve his all-day life and giving no informations to the public. Maybe then this is the alternative. But actually my idea was, and it always was, even some 20 years ago, but also today, I work open. I have videos on my YouTube channel. Everyone can see how I work. let's say, to work transparent. This is my way. And there are people, they say, oh, you do not enough, or oh, this is not enough for Bunka, and so, okay, you can write this, it's no problem for me. But not this very, very negative things, this shitstorm about me in person and so on. This is really not a fair way of communication. And so I say, please stop this, otherwise I have to think about to not inform about the work and the progress with Bunka in future on such a channels. So this is just what I like to say, but there are many guys of you, they are fair, they are happy with the informations which they get, almost live informations from Bunka. They see every step what we are doing, they understand why we're doing this, and they see that we all, me and also the zoo staff, we are interested in giving Bunka the best possible life. If we have money and we can just make this, tomorrow he will have the best enclosure in the world, we promise. This is not the reality at the moment, unfortunately, but it is not in our hands. But what is in our hands, we will do all we can to improve the life of Bunka. And we do this every day, not just in 2013, also in the past, how I showed you. So this is what I like to say in my today's video. So if you like this video, please give a like. I love if you write a comment in this video, but please be fair, thanks for this. And please subscribe for this channel if you like this channel, thanks for this. I wish you a nice day and thanks for watching. Bye.